So it's probably going to pick up through the camera's mic for a second. So it's been doing that for some reason. Weird. Okay, testing. All right, so now the Elgato. I don't know. That's the second live in the last week this has happened. So I know you guys didn't hear me at first, but I appreciate those of you that were hanging out. I see we got about 30 people quickly in less than 2 minutes, and I'm sure that'll grow a little bit. If not, I'm glad to have all of you. Thank you all for being here. And we'll start it off like we always do. What are you guys wearing today? I am rocking Dior Homme Parfum. So the last 2 days, those of you know a lot of you know my buddy Kareem, Smell of Truth. Turns out we wore the same fragrance 2 days in a row. The Siren, then Rose yesterday. And he commented and he's like, we've been lining up. He's like, you want to do Dior Homme Parfum tomorrow? So I said, well, damn it, Kareem, sure. We'll do Dior Homme Parfum. So I'm rocking my older bottle, 5-ounce bottle of Dior Homme Parfum. Just have 4 sprays on. It's more than enough. I'm living in the sillage. So what are you guys wearing? I see of the Immortals, Lattafa Assad. Another Lattafa Assad. 1 million Elixir. We'll be discussing that shortly because this is my 2023 fragrance wish list that we're just going to do live. And I'll chop it up with you guys like we normally do. Wearing Marine by Primera Parfums. Never tried anything from them. Cafe Tuberosa. Yeah, I was just making out my list for 2023. Pure White, 80 degrees there. Wow, that's impressive. YEDP, we got Matt in here with a client, but checking in to say so, dude. I appreciate that, Matt. So those of you that haven't found out yet, Matt's been making content again. For those of you that don't know who Matt is, obviously Georgia Gent, I have his comment pinned. So Matt's been inspired to make a little bit of fragrance content. He did drop a video early today that I have not watched yet, Matt. Before the day ends, I will watch, though. I promise you that. But I appreciate the love for coming to stop by, even though you're training a client. For those of you that don't know, Matt is a personal trainer. So thank you for stopping in. Burberry Hero EDP 1 million Lucky, a bunch of good stuff. Oud by Aaron Terrence Hughes, Chez Bon, Bond number 9. Alexandria's Black Panther, Fakar from Lattafa. I have not tried. Got on First Instinct. I'm assuming the original based on the text, but I mean, you can't go wrong with any of them. They're pretty solid cheapies. Happy New Year's to you as well. Another Burberry Hero Scent of the Day. Let's see, Carolina Herrera, Confidential Mystery Tobacco. I don't think I've even heard of that one. It's hard to come across a tobacco scent that's not good. So I'd love to hear more about that one. I'm going to have to look into it. Why Le Parfum? That is one of the ones. We'll actually talk about that right now. We'll start with that. That's one that I want to get this year. I plan on getting a 60 ml bottle. I don't need 100 ml. Guys, I have in the realm of 1,000 fragrances at this point. It's absurd. It's overkill. It's unnecessary. I would advise all of you, do not let your collection get that big. Even if you're making content like I do with my fragrances, nobody needs that. I have enough I have enough to make a very large town smell great for a long time, but that's definitely one. It's the only one I'm missing from the Y line. I'm fond of the line. I like my blue fragrances. That one's a little bit more refined and smoother overall than the EDP. Not quite as sweet, a little bit more orangey type of citrus that I remember because I haven't worn it in a while. I have a decant somewhere in this pile. There's Le Male Le Parfum, which I have a bottle of now. Where is it at? I could have swore I had it closer to the front. There we go. Y Le Parfum. I only have just that little bit left. That's Y Le Parfum. Yeah, that's a beautiful fragrance. Honestly, based on scent alone, it's the best one. I do wear the EDT the most, but based on scent alone, it's amazing. So we're starting things off with that. That's number one, not necessarily in any order, but the first one we'll talk about is Y Le Parfum. And I don't care what Bilbo says. Could give a shit less, but thank you for commenting and being here nonetheless, Bilbo. To each their own. I love the line. Always try before you buy. Guys, don't go off of my opinion. Don't go off of Bilbo's opinion. Judge it for yourself for sure. Let's see, I got behind pretty quickly. We got 60 already in the first 5 minutes. I appreciate all of you for being here. Seriously, for those of you that haven't yet, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure to help YouTube out when it comes to alerting my subscribers that have notifications turned on, or my subscribers in general, so they'll do their part, because the algorithm is broken in many, many ways, and that is one of them. Let's see. All right. I don't want to get too far behind. Angel Share. Great. Fendi Aqua. I've never tried it. I've never tried either of those. The regular one that has the orange glass, or this one. I know this has the light blue glass. Bad Boy Cobalt. Scroll down a bit. My experience, yes, quite a bit. I've tried 4 or 5. I have several decants that Ken sent to me. Ken Sense, shout out if you see this. I've tried Haze Blue, Legend, there's a few other ones, and they were all very good fragrances. None that blew me away, but those are really good. Smolder is fantastic. That's the only one I have a bottle of, mainly out of support for my buddy Chris over at the channel Fragmental. That's a lovely, creamy, smoky, earthy fragrance. So it's got this clean skin accord muskiness, a little bit of vanillic sweetness, a lot of incense, and some kind of more earthy, somewhat dry tobacco. Beautiful fragrance. It really is very unique. Those of you that haven't tried it, which is not easy to get your hands on, you know. Good longevity on Wild Le Parfum. Up for Shave Dave, how are you? Happy New Year's to everyone. I agree. Happy New Year's to all of you. I hope your year has started off right. I was going to go do legs this morning, but my wife wanted to head over to Costco, and I was like, I'll go with you because it was heavy snow, and she doesn't like driving in the snow. So I went with her. I may still go. The day is young. It's only 3:52 Mountain Time. I may do an afternoon leg day. I'm not going at 5. If I do go, it'll be at like 6:30. Let that 4 to 5 o'clock crowd calm down a little bit, but I might still go do legs this evening. Depends on how I feel after this live stream. I'm still in the mood to hit the gym for sure. I tested Wild Le Parfum. It's really good. Not as loud as the EDP. True. Not as fresh as the EDT. Yes, for sure. And I agree it's the best so far. It's a pretty accurate assessment based on my opinion as well, Jared. I appreciate you weighing in. Scent of the Gym, Polo Blue. Definitely can't go wrong there. Just trying to get caught up. Let's see what Bilbo says. I'm going to dive more into the 1 million line this year. The Parfum has given me second thoughts in the line. That's funny that you say that. That's on the list too, Bilbo. And matter of fact, let me pull that up on the other screen. We're not going to do a split screen, but we might as well start with the 1 million flankers that I'm interested in. Since Bilbo raises the topic, we went ahead and Wild Le Parfum, both 1 million Elixir and 1 million Parfum. I would like to get. I did spray them on skin at Sephora a few months back, and I actually quite enjoyed them. I don't remember them distinctively because it's been a little while. It was just the one time. But I remember really enjoying them and keeping going back to my hand. There was a little bit of this beachy vibe going on with the Parfum, and the Elixir was typical 1 million sweetness, but still very smooth and rich. Wasn't as heavy on the cinnamon as like the original is, but definitely better, much, much better than the original 1 million. So I'd like to get maybe some tester bottles or something like that along the lines of a tester anyways. It doesn't have to be. I'll take a full presentation. All depends on the price that I can find it for. But 1 million Parfum and Elixir, I definitely want to get those. Anybody's thoughts on those besides Bilbo? Because they actually are pretty impressive. I have to say, I know the Parfum got a lot of mixed reviews, but I mean, I wanted to give it my own try and judge it for myself, and I think it's definitely worth me getting a bottle of. I like it. It's nothing strange or weird, but it's not what you would expect. It's much more of a summertime fragrance for sure. Has these solar notes and stuff like that in there. It's odd, but not too weird. Do you still care about Invictus and Aqua like you used to? Absolutely, definitely Aqua. I don't wear Invictus as much. I got a ton of fragrances that smell like both, but nothing beats Invictus Aqua 2018 for me personally. That's still my favorite thing to smell on me. Still love it. Love it, love it, love it. Noir Extreme Parfum. No, Noir Extreme. Does it last on you? It's been a while since I've sprayed it. I went through a carded sample quite a while back, and it used to have some pretty good performance on me. I remember it being decently loud and like an 8-9 hour fragrance on my skin, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. I haven't tried the Parfum. Heard it's pretty good, but yeah, I remember it being pretty good on performance for me. Your skin, your mileage may vary. Everybody's different. We have 70 people now. Ran a midday live stream. I appreciate all of you. I highly doubt we'll hit 140, 150 people like we did on the last midday live stream, but still, this is the usual crowd that I'm kind of hoping for. You know, if I can get around 60 or 70 of you guys randomly in the middle of the week or beginning of the week, just Monday to Friday, pretty damn happy about that. I appreciate all of you. Seriously, hit the like button. That's what I'm talking about. What the likes look like. We could use a few more likes, guys. Let me refresh just to see where we're at. 33 likes. Oh, we're better than that, guys. That's less than half the viewers that we have versus the likes. We hit that thumbs up real quick, guys. I appreciate you. Elixir is great for winter. 50 ml is enough for one who has a big collection. I agree. I'm mainly focused on getting 50 ml range bottles, unless it's something that I know I'm going to continue to go back to. That's a different situation. Then I'll want a bigger bottle. But I definitely really, really, really like the Elixir and the Parfum to where I'm definitely going to grab them this year. $20 super chat. Making major profits 101. I appreciate you, man. Top 3 best gym fragrances in your opinion. So what I like to wear to the gym is fresh, clean, and on the weaker side of performance. So stuff like Versace Mano Fresh, Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct Blue is my personal favorite. And another one I've been wearing a lot is Kenneth Cole Blue, which is kind of a cheaper, more chemically synthetic take on Versace Mano Fresh. But I like stuff of the Mano Fresh style, I guess you could say. That citrus, clean musk kind of smell. That's 3 of my main go-tos. Lately, I've been wearing CR7 from Cristiano Ronaldo, Play It Cool. That's kind of like a more soapy Invictus. Really, really, really good stuff. But thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you. I hope that was helpful. I gave my Invictus away. Hey, it's not for everyone. Missoni gift set for $40. That's a good price. Let's see. Whoop. So that is coming out on February 1st, and that's actually on the list to talk about. I have it. I don't need to get excited for it as on my wish list. What I can't wait for, what I'm excited about with the release, is to hear what you guys think about it, because myself and everyone that has been privy to being able to try it, I wish this would focus, have been blown away by how good this fragrance is. There we go. Let's maintain focus as I pull back. Come on. There we go. So this is magnificent. This is a metal plate with a leather coating for those of you that haven't seen me talk about it yet. If you want to hear some more details on it, please check out today's weekly rotation video that I put out. I go into quite a bit of detail with it. It's actually the longest segment of the video. It's the reason the video went as long as it did, because I kind of gave a half of a review, I guess you could say. I didn't go completely in depth, but I gave plenty of info for sure. So definitely check that video out after this live stream if you want some more details. But thank you so much for asking. That's one of the things that it's on my wish list, because I can't wait to see what the feedback's going to be from all of you guys, because I know how I feel about it. It's going to rival Rosé for best of the house. It blows the original Tabac out of the water, in my opinion, and everybody I've talked to that smelled it agree. It's on a different playing field for sure. So let's see. 71 in and only 4 likes. So you need to click refresh. I actually have 52 likes. But thank you guys for starting to hit the like button as well. But when I had mentioned it, 96 people now. So we're jumping up quite a bit. Yeah, now we're hit that thumbs up, guys. Those of you just coming in, hit a quick thumbs up for me. Let's see. 1 million Elixir smells juicy in such a good way. Boss Bottled Parfum is on my list. That's another one. You guys are making it easy for me with some of the ones on this list. If it's a rich, dense, robust take on the original, I will be one very, very happy man. Now, the Intenso de Parfum was kind of that, but if there can be just a slight twist but still maintain the original's integrity, the original scent profile, and it just smells like a parfum version of it, that's what I'm really rooting for here. I do plan on seeing if I can get it for a decent price at some point this year, hopefully before summer hits. So between now and spring. There's others I have ahead of it on my list, but I definitely want to get that one. It seems like something I would absolutely enjoy. 103 people. I appreciate all of you. 63 likes. We're getting there. Let's hit it up. 103. I'd like to see, look, can we get to 80 likes? Can we get to 80 likes, guys? So speaking of, talk about leather Tabac, and George Zaharoff appears. How are you, George?
Hi there. Let me turn this off. Hi. First of all, hi, Ross. Hi, everybody. TLTG family. Hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm
it's
good.
Like you saw I had a pretty good crowd and said, oh, let me go on.
Actually, I'm moving and I have the
I know, I'm joking.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah. I wanted to thank you, Ross, for the kind words. And I know that we're friends. I think the whole world knows that. And
yeah, it's not a secret.
A big, large part of the TLTG family has been a tremendous support to Zaharoff. And and to our endeavors, our collabs. And I just wanted to show appreciation and gratitude. And it's funny because sometimes I think people think a certain way of how you and I work, but it is really in friendship and in there's nothing more. I don't know. What am I saying?
I don't know.
I,
I don't know where you're going with that.
Like I want to joke around and say like people are gonna think that you're shilling and
Oh, that's
you're
fine.
on the payroll or something.
I had somebody on today's because you know that today's weekly rotation had 6 Zaharoff fragrances in it because I just was wearing stuff this week. It's just some weeks are heavier than others, but I always wear something from the house, whether it's my own or something else. But he said, "Great, this." Hold on, and he said, "Great, this channel's turned into a Zaharoff channel." So I told him, "God bless him." You know what that comment needs from me. So, but yeah.
And so I just like this isn't planned and. Anyway, I appreciate it. I think I was seeing somewhere out there was like anyway, so I try to be as transparent as possible. I try to live my life.
Bless their little hearts. I'm straight up with everybody.
Right.
I tell no matter what fragrance I'm talking about, it's just my opinion, and everybody should be their own judge. I preach that. And they could always get a sample at Zaharoff. I don't want anyone to blind buy or to have anything pushed onto them. The one thing is that in Ross and I, we'd have these discussions, but when you push something onto someone or they do something that they don't really want to do, there's nothing authentic in that. And so I'd rather have someone wanting to do it on their own as opposed to having it pushed onto them. It's short-sighted and it's like a flash in the pan. And flash in the pan is never the way to go. No, get rich quick hits. That's never the way to go. It's not sustainable. It's just being a gentleman, coming up with world-class products that people will enjoy, and that's how you build, you one brick on top of the other slowly, and that's how you build a beautiful house, a brand, whatever. So for sure. Thank you, Ross, for everything, and thank you to the TLTG. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year's, everyone. Thank you for coming on, George. It's always for those of you that haven't figured it out yet. Anytime I go live, I make sure to send my dear friend George a link because he's always welcome. Right, you do. You always invite me, always, and I appreciate it. I always send it to him and Justin. Justin seems to be the busiest of the three of us. He never has time, so I've been giving him a hard time. The love is still there, and guys. Oh yeah. I have a call tonight with Justin. We're going to talk tonight. He's been so busy the last couple of days. Let me give you guys some context. He's out of town. He and Grace with Grace's family, spending time with them. So why do you know that? I understand that I'm not top priority right now. I get it. They're doing family stuff, Anyway, lots of love. Lots of love to everybody, and Happy New Year, and thank you for having me on here for a split second. Of course. Thanks for coming by and saying hello, George. We sure appreciate you. Ciao. Have a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, George Zaharoff. So it's always nice when George jumps on. So he gets, I guess you could say in some ways it kind of, I don't know if you want to say irritate or bothers or disappoints in many ways when people say that. Because, yeah, I'm your number one stop for Zaharoff information because I'm so close to George and love the brand and love the products. But like I've said before, and I'll say again, it's easy when it's a product so good it sells itself, and you can just get enthusiastic and tell people how good it is because it's something you're going to be able to try for yourself. You're not going to have like this. You're going to be able to sample this. You're not going to have to blind buy this, And even with stuff like this, you can get a decant from fatboyfragrance.com. You don't have to blind buy. There's ways to sample for sure. But anyways, yeah, like Tyler said, George's products speak for themselves. Can't wait to try it. Yeah, you guys are going to love it. Anybody that was a fan of Tabac is going to be blown away by this. Anybody that likes leather is going to be blown away by this. Anybody that likes beasts, and I mean a beast, you're going to be blown away by this. So, and then rosé. It's hard to dethrone rosé for me because it's a completely different experience. But they're both masterfully done. That's for sure. So back to the wish list. So it's no secret that my favorite pickup of the year was from Vertus. It was Vanilla Oud. Speaking of Justin, I smelled it on him. It captivated me. It was amazing. I secured a bottle from a discounter, And now I want to explore the house more. So on my wish list is a Vertus Discovery Kit. I want to explore the house more. I don't want to just keep, buying up a bunch of several $100s a piece fragrances. I want to try some of them first and see which ones are really worthy of me grabbing a bottle. So I'd like to get a Vertus Discovery set. And now for kind of more of a juicy topic, I've been talking about this one for a year now. If and when will Chanel put out Bleu de Chanel Elixir? I've seen a demand for it. I've seen people mention it. It's not just me, because I know there's a lot of people that feel the way I feel when it comes to Bleu de Chanel. I love the Parfum flanker. The EDP, there's people that swear by the EDT. There's people that swear by the Eau de Parfum. I'm one that swears by the Parfum. So I think if they were to do an Elixir version of Bleu de Chanel, it would probably be phenomenal. I would love to see that happen this year. I think that would be amazing. Juju, how are you? Great to see you. Thank you for coming by. Our Zaharoff sample sprays are dabber. They are dabbers. They are dabber size, $5 for 2 ml before any discounts. If you use my link, you automatically get 10% off. Any of the stuff that's standard in the collection, you automatically get 10% off using my link that's in my link tree. As far as Z Creator stuff, the discount doesn't work. And then when new releases come out for a certain amount of time, discounts don't work on new. So like when Leather Tabac comes out, there's no discounts available on that. I'm not sure exactly how long, but it's usually for a certain number of weeks. And then George will re-enable the discounts for it. Montrese, how are you? Good to see you, man. A little behind on some of these. Yeah, multiple comments of Zaharoff speaks for itself. And that's the God's honest truth, George doesn't release anything that's not amazing. There's a lot of people that will stand behind that statement for sure. Let's see. Happy New Year's to you as well. Mr. Bean, how are you? How close would you say Assad is to Sauvage Elixir? I would say like 80% at best, because there's some tweaks and twists. I don't get the iris that's listed in Assad's note breakdown, but I do get a little bit of the coffee note. And then that pineapple adds this fruity freshness at the top, like I was saying in my review. I actually kind of like the way it smells a little better than Sauvage Elixir. Redundant for sure. You don't need both. You're fine with the cheaper one, but I have to say Sauvage Elixir itself is a little bit stronger. Assad's a beast. Sauvage Elixir is ridiculously strong. It's that much more. I've seen people spray ridiculous amounts of that fragrance too. I don't know how they do it. I can't do more than 5 sprays because it's just so powerful and overwhelmingly strong. Was he? I guess you meant live. No, I'm still live. We're still active. We got 120 people randomly on a Monday. I appreciate you guys. Seriously. Let's see. Pondering about Bottle of Atlantis by Blue Atlas because of your review. I got a sample and it's definitely uniquely fresh. That's a good way to put it. Uniquely fresh. Now, we've gone through a lot of this list so far. We covered Leather Tabac. We've covered the 1 millions. We just talked about Bleu de Chanel. So Eros Parfum and Le Beau Le Parfum. So I have Le Beau, the original one coming. The 2019 version. I still have this much of my decant of Le Beau Le Parfum. This was one of my favorite releases of last year. I really love this fragrance. It's tropical and sweet. I love it. You get the coconut. You have pineapple. There's this floral tone, fresh greens. It's soft and powdery sweet from tonka bean. It's just, I love this fragrance. I love Le Beau Le Parfum. I jumped on the original blindly. Well, the previous version of this, the non-Le Parfum flanker. So I could see what it's all about. I know I'm going to like it. So I bought that blindly. I have that coming in from perfumeonline.ca. And then I'd like to get this at some point in the very near future. I still, like I said, I still have plenty of sprays in this 10 ml decant. I probably have about 6 or 7 ml. So I have plenty, but I do want to get a bottle of it, as well as Eros Parfum. I think I'm going to get them together because they're both available from perfumeonline.ca for pretty good prices. Because I love Eros EDP. I've heard Joy Amin praise Eros Parfum. It's more refined, a little bit more mature take on it, more about the amber and less about the sweetness and ambroxan and stuff like that. So I really think I'll like that. My taste kind of lines up with Joy's a lot of the time. So usually if Joy's really into something, I know I'll probably like it. It's kind of like Joy and Justin are two tastes that kind of jive with my own. So shout outs to Joy Amin if you happen to see this. So I'll probably go the route. So that's 2 we're knocking off right there. And then there's really only 2 left to talk about. And that one of them is Nishane Nefs. I don't know how many of you have experience with Nefs. I had Andrea grab Justin's bottle and spray it on me a while back when we were in Chicago, and I was blown away by the smell. A little boozy, sweet, creamy, thick, just so attractive. Very, very captivating. It was a very captivating smell. Has a lot of power to it, as you would expect with Nishane. That's one I'd like to secure a bottle of this year. Do you like the Most Wanted Parfum? I do, but I like the Most Wanted more than the Parfum. I actually have a decant of the Parfum, and I did a comparison video, battle video, however you want to look at it, between the two, and I prefer the Most Wanted to the Most Wanted Parfum. Bought Elixir, and it's not a wearable fragrance. Well, that's your personal opinion and your personal experience. I appreciate you sharing that with us. That's not the overall consensus. That is your individual experience, though. What's the price on leather tobacco? So it's not set in stone yet. So, but it will be much more than the Z Creators because it's available in 2 ounce and 4 ounce. This 4 ounce is going to be in the range of 200, and this is going to be in the range of 150. The 2 ounce. So 4 ounces is going to be in the realm of 200 for sure. And because he made both sizes. So I don't know exactly. That's why I can't say the exact price. If I knew the exact price for certain of what it's going to be at launch on February 1st, I would tell you guys. As soon as I get that information, once it's set in stone, I will relay that information to you. LeBeau, in my opinion, is a warming coconut suntan lotion in a great way. That's what I've heard about it. It's a more simplistic version of the Le Parfum, basically. Look at the notes on upcoming Bad Boy Extreme. No, but I was on Randy's live last night, Fragrance Dude, for those of you that know Randy, and he mentioned it. He seems to be pretty excited about it. I haven't really looked into it just yet. Got Citizen Jack for $10. Do you have trouble with? Oh, you must be talking to someone else. Let's see. Coco Moon, definitely on my list. Bought LeBeau myself. So Sauvage, send it my way. Okay, so Kevin Hill, how are you? So you guys are having your own little conversation in there. So another one that, and this is going to be the last one on the list. I mean, and we'll chop it up for a little while longer after. But I only tried Invictus Victory one time. And it didn't blow me away to where I felt like I needed a bottle. And then now we have Victory Elixir that's out. And I don't know, I have a gut feeling I'm going to love that one. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I want to spray Victory one more time, give it another shot, make sure it's worthy of my money, because you can get in the $70 to $80 range now for a 100 milliliter bottle. And I think I'm going to grab both of those this year. It may not be right now. It may be later in the year. There's others I'd rather get first. And then, of course, I didn't even put it on my list, but the last thing and the most important for me really is I need a Spice Bomb flanker this year. I'm going to blind buy it the day it releases in North America, just like I did with the last two releases, because for me in the Spice Bomb line, Victor and Rolf, until proven otherwise, can do no wrong for me. They have not put out a fragrance I didn't like, and that includes Night Vision EDT. I'm one of the few in the crowd that like that because I like Invictus, and it was kind of like spicy Invictus. So granted, it's the least impressive of the entire line. The fresh flanker that was discontinued, sadly, was kind of the best one in many ways, especially if you're in a warmer climate. But the only one that he was even close to somewhat mediocre for me was Night Vision Eau de Toilette. Everything else has been amazing. I love them. My two personal favorites I go back and forth on is Night Vision EDP and Infrared. So if they put a flanker out to Infrared, I'm sure I'll like it. If they go a different direction with something else, I'm sure I'll like that too. So whatever it ends up being, because they didn't put one out last year, so we're due this year. Whatever they put out in the Spice Bomb line, I will undoubtedly buy the day it releases in North America. I've done it for, I guess you could say 3 years straight, because last year we went a whole year without a release, but 2 releases in a row. I blind bought them the day they released. All right, I got behind a little bit. We got some more comments to work with. Joma Shop has Neff's cheapest I've seen. I might check that out. Is the name for Hugo Boss jeans coming out in 2023 the ultimate cringe name? Might be trying hard on that one. I don't know. I haven't heard of that fragrance. You run through the list quick for people that missed it. Sure, I actually just closed it off and didn't save it. So I'd love to see Bleu de Chanel Elixir come out. that's not in the talks. I'm just, for over a year now, I've been saying they need to do it because it would be amazing. I can't wait to see people's feedback on signature leather Tabac from Zaharoff, Nishane Nefs, both versions of Invictus Victory, the new elixir, Versace Eros Parfum, 1 million Parfum, 1 million elixir, Virtus Discovery set, because I really love Vanilla Oud. It was my favorite pickup of the year, late 2022. It actually ended up being my favorite pickup. I feel like I'm leaving some stuff out. Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Beau Le Parfum, which I do have a decant of, but I want to secure a full bottle. And I'm sure I'm leaving something off, but that's the bulk of it, of what we've discussed as far as my wish list. Some is just to see interaction, some things I would like to see happen, and then some stuff that I really, really want to get my hands on. And like we ended the list with, on anything they put out in the Spice Bomb line, I'm here for it. They will get my money for sure. Red Tobacco and Intense Cedrat Boisé have pulled a lot of compliments. I bet they have. Those two are known for that. That's for sure. Intense Cedrat Boisé is, man, it's so good. There's a new Spice Bomb. I haven't seen anything, but there will be at some point. They went all of 2022 without a release. It's coming. There's going to be something from the Spice Bomb line. For that, I have no doubt. Victory reminded me way too much of Axe Chocolate Dark Temptation, or whatever it's called. I was talking to you, Ross, for my bad for the confusion. Just asked if you got bad projection. My bottle, I don't have Citizen Jack, so I have no idea. I no experience with that fragrance whatsoever. Yes, so I know you saw me pull it up, Dan, just now, because I'm behind on the comments, so I know you saw it. But yeah, I've knocked out about 3 ml ish out of my 10 ml decant, and I'm gonna get a full bottle. I have the regular version, Le Beau, coming in from Canada. Myself 6-piece. I've heard great things. And Angel's review solidified my interest. I haven't seen that video from Angel. I haven't watched one of Angel's videos in about a week. So I'm a few videos behind. I might be like 2 or 3 videos behind. I don't watch every single video he puts out, but usually when they come across my feed, because I'll see when he posts stuff on Instagram, and I'll go from there. Wanted by Night's another fragrance I really like. That's one I really like as well. I'm more of a Most Wanted guy, but I do like Wanted by Night. Hints of oh Jesus, goofiness. I have several on my list, but unfortunately I have to adult and not waste money on frags. Well, that's nice of you. I appreciate that. So I have to adult as well, and I have a certain amount of play money, I call it, that I allot myself every month to do whatever the actual fuck I want to do. So I'm sorry to hear that you don't have that luxury, but I appreciate you being here nonetheless. Spice Bomb Night Vision is my wife's favorite fragrance. That's a strong take right there. It's good to hear. Sounds like a freshie. Probably. I would think it would be too. Newt, are you from Michigan? Nah, Ross, I was chatting with you. LOL. Sorry about the Citizen Jack bad projection. Oh, so you just retyped it. Okay, I got you. Let's see. So let me get ahead. How much better is Le Beau than the original? So I don't know yet. But Le Beau Le Parfum's really damn good, in my opinion. I really like it. If you don't like sweet, you won't like it. But I mean, if you're down with sweet fragrances, it's a really good release. Bro, if you had to pick 3 fragrances for life, what would they be? So I answered this on a live stream last week. It's going to be Virtus Vanilla Oud. That immediately became a love for me. Dior Homme Parfum and Zaharoff Signature Rosé. Still the same answer from last week, which you may not have seen, but I had said that could change tomorrow, and I still feel the same way. That's the 3 for me. I deleted that comment after I saw you mention it, but it doesn't delete it for everyone else. Oh, no, it's all good, Dan. No need to apologize, man. I typically don't. I try not to overcomplicate things with fragrances. I just pick a fragrance and run with it, because if I'm deciding to go with that for the day, I'm going with that for the day. I don't want to change that scent profile by mixing it with something else. Now, when I'm testing certain things, or maybe in the evenings, I may have on what I'm wearing for the evening, and I might spray 2 different things to just sniff on. That's about as far as it goes for layering, but I'm specifically trying to smell those things because I might be doing some test sprays just to see how they develop on my skin and so on. I have a process, but as far as 3 sprays of this, 2 sprays of that, 2 sprays of this, and going on about my day, I don't do stuff like that. That's not really my thing. No shade to anyone that does like to do that. If that's your bag, that's your bag. It's just not my thing. What's going on, Jason? Good to see you. Tom Ford's cherry smoke and electric cherry have me intrigued. I've heard good things about cherry smoke from Randy. And I've seen some posts about electric cherry in stories, but I haven't read anything on it or heard any opinions or anything. Signature Rosé Elixir. That is a negative, sir. That is not in the works. George has about 3 to 4 years of releases ready, and that's not one of them. Now, there is a Rosé Flanker. I can't really give too much information on that. I don't share info unless he tells me we're good to go, and that's a while before that fragrance comes out. But just know there is a Rosé Flanker, but that's not what it is. And it's not super redundant to Rosé either. Honest Fragrance Reviews in the house. What's going on, man? Waiting on Arabian Night Silver to arrive in the mail. Debating on grabbing Neff's as well. Yeah, Neff's, have you ever tried it? Because it was really good. I've only smelled it once. I don't remember it specifically, but I remember I was just floored by how delectable, I think it's a good word to describe it, delectable it was. It's not completely gourmand, but it's got some gourmand aspects to it. It was just so good. So good. Sport version of Sauvage would be money. I could actually see them going that route because I don't know where else they're going to go. I mean, the cool spray, I guess you could kind of look as a sport flanker, but I don't know if they were to take away some of the sweetness and really focus on fresh and metallic and airy. I think they could make a sport flanker. I think they could. I mean, outside of that route, I don't know where they could go with it. Seriously, Bilbo. Building a collection. What would be top 5 for fall and winter? So even though this is discontinued and hard to get, nothing screams autumn weather, fall time for me more than 1 million elixir. I was about to say elixir. 1 million Privé. That's not the easiest thing to get a hold of, though. But Bleu de Chanel Parfum is one of the better fall time blue fragrances. It's so rich in warm woods while still having some citrus zest at the top. It's got a lemon zest note, actually. Jazz Club from Maison Margiela's Replica line, really good. Zaharoff signature Tabac, great for the fall and for the winter. Something along, now as far as some cheaper stuff, I would say, let's see, let me look around a bit. You can never go wrong with Mancera Drapoise. You can find that for $65, $70 from discounters online. Actually, one of the better, niche fragrances as far as versatility and price point and likability. I would say fragrances like City Rhythm Fragrance, New Orleans, Jazz, and Booze. If you're into really boozy gourmand fragrances, I mean really boozy, a lot of bourbon with this praline note, some spices, a little bit of a patisserie vibe. That's a great fragrance too. That really cuts through the cold. It's great for the winter. I would say fragrances like that. That's some really good stuff. A little bit different of a list from what everyone else would probably say off the top of their head. There's just so much good stuff out there. I have not tried that. New to the channel, Rockin' Banana Republic Tobacco and Tonka Bean. There's a great cheaper one right there as well that goes with the previous question. Because you can get that at Burlington's and places like that for $23 in the US. And it's fantastic. It's kind of a cooling, powdery, sweet tobacco fragrance. It's got this cooling effect to it. Beautiful fragrance. Arguably one of the best Banana Republics ever put out. Really, really good stuff in their Icon line. I'm not sure. I'll definitely let you guys know when it comes in. I'll do an unboxing first impressions, and I'll probably compare it to the two. I'll probably give myself a spray of the Le Parfum just to see, because I'm curious myself. I got to get Club and Wheat Urban Man Elixir. There you go. There you go. I've heard it's a blend of the two. When you're done, and how long do you for the rest of my life? And I don't know what whoever's outlives me, I don't know what they're going to do with them when I'm gone, because this has been a part of my life since I was a kid. It's just amassed larger and larger over time, and much more in the last 5 to 7 years. And it's just a part of me. It's my favorite hobby. I absolutely love different aromas, whether it's candles, air fresheners, fragrance, waxes, you name it. I just love smelling things. I always have. So that's always going to be a part of my daily life. Yeah, bro, this is very good and unique. want to pick up several fragrances from Argos in 2023. So I don't know if Nima Lion's coming back out again, but whatever Argos puts out is going to be a banger. I'm excited. I forgot to add that to the list. I'm excited to see what Christian's going to put out this year, because 2022 was a great year for Argos, because Danye and Adonis Awakens are both phenomenal. Phenomenal. Adonis Awakens was one of my top 3 releases of the year, for sure. Yara's in the house. What's going on, Yara? How are you? Shout out to Yara and Hills. Let's see. Invictus Victory Elixir. It's like Invictus meets Invictus Victory. That's an interesting take. Dylan Blue. Good for all seasons and cheap. It is good. It is good. As long as you like these mass appealing shower gel scents, it's definitely one of the better ones to ever come out. You know, never a bad time for that fragrance. I tried PDM Oajan. I have tried it. It didn't really blow me away to where I felt like I needed a bottle. I know there's a lot of people that's their favorite from Parfums de Marly, and a lot of people hold that one very near and dear. I'm more of a Cologne guy, believe it or not. That's my favorite, and it's one that's kind of despised by many. That I like the weirdness of it. It's got this red rubber ball meets spicy, zesty orange kind of smell. It's weird, but I like it. I like certain odd fragrances I really dig, and that's one of them. Chanel is due. I think the BDC line is done. I don't know. I can't imagine them not doing an elixir flanker, and I know it would be phenomenal. I know it would be the best designer fragrance with elixir in the name. That's what I think. I think if they put out Bleu de Chanel elixir, it would be the best designer fragrance that has the word elixir in it. Better than all the rest of them that have jumped on the bandwagon so far. Ferragamo Uomo. If you're into sweet gourmands, it's definitely earned its hype over the years. It's good stuff. The hype's never completely killed off with that one. It's really good. We're up to 140 people. I appreciate you guys. Only 88 likes. We're better than this. Hit that thumbs up, guys. For those of you that are just getting here, even if you're just popping in and you're leaving immediately, hit that thumbs up on your way out. I appreciate you guys. It's only a good thing. Only a good thing. Dylan Blue been scent of the day for like a week now. Yeah, for sure. It definitely will. It's good for that. It's very pleasing to those around you. It's easy to go anosmic too as well. Nose blind to where your nose just wears out and you think it's gone. I have that issue with it. And somebody will say something hours into the life of me having it on, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess it's still going. It must be me. Had that happen many times. What's going on, Juan? How are you, my man? Hope you're having a great day. Amouage over Argos. Yes, I do prefer overall body of work. Now, one day, I think Argos can rival it once the collection grows like maybe half of what Amouage's has. But as a whole, Amouage slightly edges them out for me because I do love their take on a lot of fragrances, their particular signature, that incense, spices, and oud that they like to put in a lot of their fragrances, kind of their signature thumbprint, I guess you could say, their fingerprint. I have to go with them. As far as classiness, classier scent profiles, Argos takes that cake, but Amouage is more diverse overall because they have such a larger library. So I think Argos can definitely get there, though. The potential is definitely there. Be nice to see how your view has changed on top Mancera's. Great price and value for fragrance enthusiasts. I still agree with that. I still pick up at least 2 to 3 Mancera's a year. I just got Aquawood recently. I'm saving it for the spring. That's why you haven't seen me wear it. I think it's going to be a great deep scent for the spring. It's amber and incense plus fruity freshness. I think it'll be really good for the spring. I love it. I love the way it smells. Bilbo, top of the Shire to you. There you go. Enjoying your workout vids. I haven't done one in a little while. I mean, I still post stuff on my fitness IG here and there, but I haven't posted a short in a little while on my other channel, TLTG Vlogs. For any of you not subscribed, TLTG Vlogs, head over there and subscribe. I do electronics reviews, gaming videos, thrifting videos, and fitness-related content. So I haven't been doing any fitness content on there lately. It's been a few weeks since I put a video out on there. Sean, how are you? Yara, let's see. Jason's shouting her out. Thoughts on maceration? I don't know why my connection did that. Sorry that it cut out for a second on my end. I don't know if it's going to cut out for you guys. Maceration, don't think it was a thing until I let my bottle of 4.0 elixir sit for a while. Insanely good. Certain fragrances, if they're rushed out, they do need some time to macerate, but most larger brands usually macerate their fragrances for a certain amount of time. It's 3 months with Zaharoff before they come out. With Argos, I want to say it's close to a year, 6 months to a year that he does it. But it's 3 to 6 months depending on the oils and recommendation from Mon with Zaharoff. I don't think there's ever been one that needed a year, but 3 to 6 months depending. So I do have a little bit of info from the inside on a few brands on how they do maceration, these higher end luxury brands. So with the smaller clone companies, like you were just mentioning, 4.0 Elixir, for example, made a menu pop up. 4.0 Elixir, yeah, that needs a little bit of time to macerate because Mike puts it out pretty quickly after he makes a batch. Good stuff, though. Yeah, they just get better with time. Same thing with Alexandria fragrances. They just get better with time. All right. Okay, I need to skip ahead a bit, guys. Juan's wearing Raja Elysium. You wearing the Parfum Cologne or the Parfum Pour Homme? Which one you rocking, Juan? I'm so far behind. Newt, I appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Thanks, Ross, for the answer on Amouage versus Argos. Thank you for the question. It's a great question. Just because I'm friends with Christian doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to pick him. Same thing with George. If I felt like there was something where, you guys asked Zaharoff versus this thing, and if I feel like it's, based on the body of work might be better, I would go with that. Same thing applies here. Just because they're my friends doesn't mean they win every time, Let's see. Why is that doing that? Let me minimize. Bring it back up. Here we go. Got to give the edge to Argos on presentation. Oh, for sure. If we're just doing presentation, Argos wins that battle immediately. Immediately. Bills or Bengals? That's tough because I got to tell you, when it gets close to playoff time, Joe Burrow ain't playing. Man, I'm rooting for Cincinnati, but I do like Josh Allen and the Bills. So I'm good either way, but my guts, I don't go by the over and under. I don't go with the sports book on this one. I just go with my gut because I'm not betting on a pool or anything for this. Man, I got to go Bengals here. I think it's going to be a real test, kind of a wake-up call for the Bills, because Joe Burrow just knows how to win. And I know it's more than just him. It's 11 men on that side of the field and 11 men on the other side of the field for the Bengals. But overall, I think as we ramp up late season, the Bengals are just really, really, really freaking hard to beat, no matter who is playing them. So I'm going to go Bengals. I'm going Cincinnati. Hope Bilbo's having a good time down under. The plot thickens. Oh, come on, Rick. Stop it. So you trying to say it's Mark? So... You smell BR 540 at the gym? Yes, I do smell BR 540. Different takes on it. I'm not convinced it's BR 540 every time. I think it's sometimes a cheaper alternative. But then again, you never know. Somebody might be rocking that expensive ass, super crazy loud fragrance to the gym. It does happen. Bills, go heavy. There you go. That or a clone of it, eventually definitely a version of it. Let's see. RXL, hope you're having a great day. RXL, you having a conversation with yourself again? Because this leads me to believe that it really is you, because you're purposefully doing this, because I recently said it's probably you. So you either really do know how it is and y'all plan this, or it's actually freaking you. One of the two. But it's fun either way. I don't care if I ever find out. It's fine. Bengals, I'm biased since I'm from Louisiana and my wife went to LSU. It's kind of what it is for me as well. Joe Burrow, one of the greatest college football seasons ever at LSU, Happy New Year to everyone. Cinede Missoni Parfum Pour Homme. Excellent choice. Can't go wrong there. Happy New Year's to you as well, Pat. A lot of fragrance flankers these days. Yes, I have been seeing all of the mini profiles you've created. Happy New Year to you as well. If you could choose 4 fragrances for life, you would rotate from. So now the plot thickens, because I already have 3. I answered the 3 for life earlier. So now I can add a 4th. Now I could throw a blue fragrance in there. So Dior Homme Parfum, Signature Rosé, Vertus Vanilla Oud, and I got to go Aqua Senziale Blue from Salvatore Ferragamo so I can have my blue fragrance in there. Because if I had to just pick 3, I'm going to pick the 3 that blow me away. If I can get 4, I'm going to get the 3 that blow me away and one that's very versatile that I really love. So there we go. No. Look, if you got the money to blow and it's like wearing a Rolex, it's a status thing for you, go for it. But there's so many ways to smell like that. There's so many great twists on the DNA from niche houses that I find are better that I'm going to say no. I think there's so many fragrances out there that do the style better now at this point. And I'm not talking about clone houses and cheap designer fragrances. I'm talking about niche brands that straight up did their version of it. I think there's ones out there that do it better. My opinion, I wear all of them more than my 19S11 bottle of Creed Aventus. The cologne. Okay, got you. Parfum cologne along with Zion. So you blended it. Okay. Because you'll definitely get more performance out of Zion for sure. Zion is a great clone. Tindalit Blue is amazing this time of year. Yeah, it's a great blue fragrance for the cooler weather. Honest Fragrance Reviews says Houday. Will CM Punk return to AEW? So I think they're going to find a way to turn it into a work. I think it was a shoot. It was the real deal. The smart move. There needs to be an adult in the room that can bring everybody together and turn this into a work. Those of you that watch Wrestle Talk podcast or Wrestle Talk, their channel, they have two different channels. Ollie's prediction for 2023 was that it turns into a work and he comes back the same thing that MJF played when he came out for him, the devil promo is going to play. CM Punk's going to come out. They're going to build the feud to where it should have been the feud they were supposed to have, and MJF's going to go over and continue his title reign. I think that's a spot on prediction. I think that's the smart money. I think that's best for business. However you want to look at it, I hope Tony Khan's able to make this shit work with these guys, because all of you wrestling marks out there, nobody, for as much of a dick as I'm sure Phil actually is, CM Punk, as much as shitheads as Kenny Omega and the Bucks probably really are, as far as being a fan of wrestling and storylines and psychology in the ring and all, it would be great if they could work this out and turn it into a work story. That would be great. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm hoping for that. I say yes. Yeah, I think they can. I can't imagine it going to waste like this. You know, Dax Harwood on his podcast recently of FTR talked about it. I think they're starting to feed the dirt sheets, as it's called, online more with some of this to really keep the talk and the speculation going. Greenwich Village, I have not. People say elements of BR540, but not a clone. Bond number 9 is good for that, because I have bondnumber9.com, and it's kind of like a fresher take on Aventus. No smokiness, no florals, anything like that. I have to hate Joe Burrow. Yeah, you just have to. You roll Tide in 10 ways to Sunday. You just have to, naturally. I get it. Do the Packers make the playoffs? I think they can. If they slide in, I don't see them going far. I don't think they can beat the 49ers in the playoffs, even with Purdy running the show. I think they're still pretty hard to beat. I don't know if they can beat Minnesota in the playoffs. The regular season's two different things. The regular season playoffs are two different things. I think Minnesota gets their shit together, they're going to be hard to beat. Of course, Philly with a healthy Jalen Hurts, hard to beat. I just don't see the Packers going far enough. I think Devontae Adams definitely is currently experiencing buyer's remorse on his contract with the Raiders. He left Aaron Rodgers for this shit show where they benched his best friend. The whole reason he went there, took less money and left Aaron Rodgers to go to the Raiders. And they inadvertently disrespected him and slapped him in the face. So if I was Devontae Adams, I'd be pretty pissed off. He's kind of showing he's being classy and professional about it. I'd be less classy and less professional, because they slapped that man in the face hard. Dan Malik, I don't get that from Village. Mr. Bean with the $10 super chat. My part of your future Virtus discovery set. I appreciate that. Got my vanilla oud decanting. Good Lord. Thanks for everything you do, man. Thank you so much for trusting in me in that one. That shit is amazing. That fragrance is fan-damn-tastic. Everybody should get a decant of Virtus vanilla oud and try it. It's not going to be everybody. Not everybody's going to feel like me and this gentleman do. But damn, is that fragrance good. Good God almighty, is it good. 9.5 out of 10 from me, which is my 10 out of 10, because I don't do 10 out of 10. Thank you for the $10 super chat as well. I appreciate it. Let's see. I still haven't dove into the house. I've heard Ombre Tabac is the one I need to start with. I have not got around to it yet. Bill's 100%. What's your experience with fragrance bottles lasting until they go bad? if you use them once in a while. So I have a 1994 bottle of Tiffany for Men that is not spoiled at all. The sandalwood is rich, thick, and creamy. The carnation is vibrant. I get a lot of spices. There's some honeyed sweetness. The only thing you really have to fear is citrus's souring. That's really the only thing that I've noticed ever goes back. So I have a 22-year-old bottle of the original Nautica. The citruses have spoiled at the top. It's sour for about 30 seconds to a minute. And then it starts to settle into the heart where it's nice and aquatic. It's floral. It's a little saltwater marine. It's clean and musky. If you can bear through the 1 minute of soured citrus, you're good. And that's a cheap fragrance, cheap ass Nautica fragrance. It's 22 years old. It's a 2000 bottle. So I think the whole fear of things spoiling, it depends on the fragrance. If there's a lot of citruses, yeah, I have a bottle of Ed Hardy Love and Luck that the citruses have spoiled, and it takes like 20 minutes for it to get decent. But once it starts to really settle into the heart, it becomes what it used to be. You just lose all that citrus at the top. It can be a little rancid and sour. It's all about the citruses. So something that's of top tier quality, let's use Argos, for example. That's going to continue to age like fine wine because it's the quality of the oils from Zaharoff, from Kajal, from Argos, from Raja Dove, and so on. The level of quality in oils doesn't really get any higher. They just kind of age like a fine wine. You still have room for your citruses to spoil because that's always what's going to go first. But as far as woods, resins, leathers, florals, stuff like that, even sweet notes, they don't just sour and turn on you that easy. It takes a long, long time. Like I said, I have bottles that are 20 plus years old that smell fine, smell totally fine. So that 3-year shelf life thing and all that, don't buy into that. Now, look, will it spoil faster if it's in your car? Yeah. If you have it in your bathroom where it's hot, cold from hot showers and then it cooling off, yeah, they'll spoil quicker. Designer fragrances are more the rule of thumb of stuff turning, whereas these luxury fragrances, not so much. But thank you for the question. And that is my experience with it because I have some older stuff. That's why vintage fragrances are a thing. If you really had to worry about that, you wouldn't see people securing bottles from 1985 of stuff like this. These things hold up when they're decent quality or better. These things hold up, especially when stored properly. Oud for Glory or Supremacy in Oud. So I haven't tried Oud for Glory, but Supremacy in Oud is fantastic. Little bit more of a BR540 vibe than actual Oud for Greatness has. Like, it's not spot on to Oud for Greatness, but it's really damn good. I have it sitting on my rotation table. Need to wear it. It's been a little while. TLTG stands for the Legendary Team Gates. TLTG is the acronym on the matchups for my fantasy teams. So long story, if you want to get the full background on it, search Zaharoff Review the Reviewer and just look for my episode. It says TLTG's Ross Carlos. Just check that out, and I go into detail because it's like a 10-minute explanation on where my nickname originated from a long time ago, how it evolved, and how we got to the Legendary Team Gates and TLTG and all that stuff. So it has nothing to do with fragrance whatsoever. But it's unique. It's unique. It's unique to me. As soon as you said blue, I knew that Ferragamo was coming. Yeah, I mean, if I had to just pick one, look, there's a bunch of other cheap blue fragrances that I just love. But I mean, if I got to pick one, it's that one. 150 people. That's impressive. 120 likes. Appreciate you guys. Ended up staying on about an hour so far. So that's all I was really planning on doing. I'll try to catch up a little bit on the comments, answer a few more, and then we'll shut it down, guys. We'll shut it down here in just a little bit. But I appreciate all 150 of you just hanging out with me. This is my favorite way to do a live stream, no guest. I mean, we had George for a few minutes earlier, but don't get me wrong. I like to have a few people on here and there. It's a nice change of pace, but I would say 80% of the time you're just getting me talking to you guys because that's what I like to do, because without you guys, this channel means nothing. It's irrelevant. And I appreciate all of you. Come and check me out no matter what I'm doing, whether it's you watch one video a week, one video once in a while, or you're a daily viewer, which obviously I appreciate that the most. It helps support the channel. But rank the top 2 out of 2 or 3 of these: Carlisle, Herod, Angel Share, Naxos, Royal Tobacco, Zaharoff Tabac, and ATH Tabac. So I haven't tried Royal Tobacco or Aaron Terrence Hughes' Tabac. So immediately it cuts 2 of them out, but I would go That's tough. I've got a little bit of experience with Naxos. I love Angel Share because it's sweet. I think I'm going to go Angel Share, Zaharoff Signature Tabac, and then Carlisle. Then Herod would come in fourth. Because even though I would wear Angel Share less than Zaharoff Signature Tabac, I don't know. It's just something about that sweet, spicy tone. It's got a designer feel with niche quality, if that makes sense. Like it's a designer style, but high quality oils. So I think that's the route I would go. Said, ooh, good question, Kevin. It was a good question. Very good question. Uh-oh. I want to take Jim Cornette's view, and I've stayed away from AEW. I'd rather watch the Golden Era 90s. And look, I love listening to Jim Cornette. And he shits all over AEW, but I've always liked listening to the heel persona that is Jim Cornette. I don't agree with everything he says. Definitely don't agree with everything, especially his views of the world outside of wrestling. But I can respect his opinion and his experience. And, you know, it's one of the most brilliant minds in the history of that business. You know, so I'm subscribed to Jim Cornette's drive-through, Corny's drive-through. I listen to the clips. I don't listen to the full episodes. I pick and choose with the clips. But yeah, I listen to something from Corny every day, every single day. I watch Wrestle Talk. That's how I start my day before I go to the gym. I sit here, drink my pre-workout, whatever I'm drinking, and watch the new episode for Wrestle Talk and see what's new in the world of wrestling. So yeah, I'm a big old Mark, guys. I'm into the business. It depends because you can spend a little less and get Zorak from Spirit of Kings. It's right around $120, unless you can find a discount code somewhere. And it's a niche take, even a little bit higher quality than the private blend Tom Ford Oud would. Lasts a little bit longer, like a 7 to 8 hour fragrance on my skin. I really like it. Because I have that, I'll never buy Oud Wood because it's spot on in even a little bit higher quality. 83 likes. Come on, hit that thumbs up. Well, it's actually 126, believe it or not. I mean, I'm also behind. So at the time when you said that, it might have been 86. But let's see. Go Chiefs. I know Tyler's a Chiefs fan. Bucks. There we go. Bracking. What's going on, my man? Yeah, Tom Brady went nuts. He went nuts this week. He had a great week. So I won't be doing that right now. Not anytime soon. Because that fragrance is not available, and I have not gotten the blessing from the man to do something like that. So I won't be doing that. Okay, so you're clearly a Lions fan. Well, yeah, the Michigan State Spartans helmet. So you're in Michigan. There you go. So yeah, you probably hate the Packers and Detroit. I mean, Minnesota. I swear, if my Eagles blow this, it's the worst 13-win season ever. Look, because the season's been so strong, I would temper my expectations and just hope for the best, Juan. Seriously. Because that's what happened in the heyday, the 2 years that we technically should have went to the Super Bowl, the last couple of years we had Drew. It was like, that's what that taught me is temper your expectations, you know, because we were blowing teams out. We were averaging like 34 points a game with one of the better defenses we've ever had. And we couldn't make it out the NFC Championship, you know? So temper your expectations, man, so you won't be let down as much, obviously, when your team loses. But, I mean, they still might win it. I mean, we're still early enough. They might – I mean, sitting Jalen Hurts and letting him rest right now is the way to go. Get him ready for the playoffs so they can really have a run. You guys might win the damn Super Bowl. On paper, you look like the team that would do it, you know? But I have a feeling the Super Bowl winner is going to come out the AFC this year. I think it's going to be the Bills or the Bengals. I don't think the Chiefs are going to do it. It's the matchup for the Bills and the Bengals. That's why I was saying I'm good either way, even with their current matchup. I'm good with whoever wins. But I think that's going to be the AFC Championship, and whoever wins the AFC Championship, I think no matter who comes out the NFC, isn't going to be able to beat one of them. Mark my words. Call me on it. Make me eat those words if I end up being wrong, but that's how I feel about the situation. And it could be like, say, Bengals versus Eagles, Bills versus Eagles. I think it's going to be Eagles or the Niners, honestly. And the Cowboys are a dark horse, I will say. I know I like to give Cowboys fans a hard time. I'm not a big Cowboys fan, but they definitely got a team that could do it. They could do it. This could be the year. I mean, you got to default to Dior, but there's a ton of great pressure-sensitive atomizers out there. Soma's got great atomizers. Argos now has these micro atomizers that I actually patented. I think I would have to go with Christian's atomizers. It's between him and Dior. And then the Sean John 3AM atomizer is specifically that fragrance. It's not all the Sean John atomizers. But I would say Dior, Argos, and Dior and Argos. I'm going to go with those two. Already answered this. You really asking me that? Of course I'm going to say Evening Mystique. But they're also two totally different fragrances. Evening Mystique's not a leather fragrance. Battu and Martell's a fruity leather. Thanks for the consistency. Thank you for checking me out and appreciating the consistency. Thank you, man. So we know you collect fragrances. How many watches, hats, etc. do you have? I know you said you don't care for Philly. No thank you on the Philly hat. I do have one Philly hat that I never, ever wear. I have about 15 watches and 500 hats. I've been collecting hats longer than fragrances. So, but no thank you. Reaper's in the house. Zaharoff, Tabac leather. It's the other way around, leather Tabac, but I know what you mean. PDM Cologne. Viking, #1 from Creed. I totally agree with that. That is my favorite Creed fragrance is Viking. I love Creed Viking. Excellent, excellent choice. XXX, best release. I don't know, Reaper. I don't know. I think leather Tabac's going to get more praise because XXX is so animalic musk niche. There's going to be a ton of people. I mean, hell, everybody in the mafia loves it. Loves it. Not for me. Not for me. I'm the one. I'm not a detractor, but it's definitely not anything I can wear. I don't like crazy animalic musk, and that's what this is. It's the funkiest, craziest musk fragrance I've ever smelled. Haven't heard anything yet. Awe is a good little B+ player. They could sell out any high school gym or county fair. I missed something. I had to skip ahead. Bengals #1, Joe Burrow. Next, Peyton Manning. Aaron Rodgers, best underdog bet to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's if you were to put your money on him winning the Super Bowl, it probably would pay out like crazy. I bet the odds are crazy good for the payout, but boy, it's a long shot the way they look this year. All right, so we're at the bottom. We're at 1 hour and 8 minutes. I'm actually wearing that tomorrow. It's funny you say that. I was going to wear it today, but Kareem kind of guilted me into wearing Dior Intense. So I'm wearing Dior Intense. But tomorrow I'm wearing that actually. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you all so much. Make sure to like this stream before you head out. Make sure to check out today's weekly rotation. Talked about the Siren. Talked about Royal X. Definitely talked about this beauty in pretty good detail. I left a little bit of information out, but if you want to hear some more information about this, definitely check that video out. It's the longest section of the video because I had so much to say. But thank you guys for the support. Thank you all so freaking much for being here. It was a great crowd, great turnout. Thank you to George for popping in for a little while earlier. Make sure you got notifications turned on because I never give much of a heads up for these live streams, but I appreciate you guys coming check me out. I hope you have a great start to your 2023. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Y'all have a good one.